how quickly can you stop without either injuring yourself or having somebody behind you run up on you. So they say well, good afternoon, everyone. It is Sunday and it's beautiful. It's about 70 degrees today, and it is a nice time for a ride. Is it October yet? Oh man, I don't even know what day it is. I apologize. My days all kind of run together. But I think I wanted to talk about today, since I have, like I said last video, I have a lot of subscribers that are kind of new to riding and other folks that have bikes similar to mine. Today I wanted to go over a little bit about riding safety. And it's crazy out here, let me tell you. When you get out on the road, you got people jockeying for position. Car just ran out of gas or something, or broke down. So I thought today would be a good day talk about the rider safety. Now, I'm not an expert in anything. My disclaimer, I will always tell you, do your own research. I'm not an expert in anything, but I feel I have a good enough amount of experience riding a bike out here on the roads. And I live in a pretty major city, Cincinnati area. This township's fairly large, so there's a lot of traffic, as you can see. And being a Sunday, a nice beautiful Sunday, you got people out in droves, so it gets quite busy. I think today would be a good time to talk about, like, how far should you stay from another vehicle. A lot of this, guys, is common sense, but sadly not everyone possesses a lot of common sense in the world, I found. And so you have to kind of just use logic and say, hey, if you want to follow a vehicle, I read everywhere from give it like 2 to 4 seconds before it gets to a certain point. Like that green light right there, if that car passes that green light, 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, that's plenty of distance, right? It's all about how quickly can you stop without either injuring yourself or having somebody behind you run up on you. So they say anywhere like 2 seconds to 4 seconds, and I think 2 seconds might be even a little bit too short. So what you have to do is you have to just gauge that, and the more experience you have riding, the better you'll be able to gauge that. If you have a car in front of you, I'm going to turn around right here because I want to get behind some cars. Nice to do that on a scooter, right? So I'll follow this truck here. This looks like an easy way to gauge. Yeah, so you guys could see how far away I am from it, and now the perspective on the camera is going to alter as far as the actual, but I'm going to count. When this vehicle in front of me passes a certain place, that's when you want to start doing your counting, just in seconds. And we're going to see what maybe 2 seconds is like. And here we go. I would say 2 seconds is probably around maybe this far. Let's see, 1 1,000, 2 1,000. So I picked that sign there, so that was about 2 seconds. Okay, 1 1,000, that's a little close, so I'm going to back up a little bit. Now watch this sign coming up here. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. So I would say I'm about maybe 70 yards away, maybe not even that far, maybe 50 yards away from that truck in front of me. Okay, so will I have time to stop in 2 seconds if something happens ahead of me and that guy slams on his brake? Will I have time to stop without injuring myself? Let's try it on this tree here. 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Yep, so I could probably stop all the way within 2 seconds, but that's a little bit like too close for comfort. I like to give about 4 seconds. Now this mailbox, yeah, I would have had plenty of time to stop. Okay, and that was about 4 seconds. I guess if you get on the road, practice that. Practice how far away somebody is from you. And get a good feel of that judgment as far as how far you need to stay away. I don't like to be right up on somebody anyway. I think there's no need to do that. For one, it's hard to see on a bike the traffic in front of them, especially if you're behind a truck. Like that was an excursion, so I can't see anything in front of that guy. The more distance you have, the safer you're gonna be. In traffic, people get angry if they're behind you and you got a half a mile in front of you before you can get to the other car. That's when you get over to the right lane. Like if it's 2 lanes, right? You don't want to make someone angry behind you, because then they get frustrated and then they try to weave around you and they can clip your front end. So just use common sense. Just like driving a vehicle. It's common sense. No turn on red. See? There you go. No turn on red. What's he do? He turns on red. I mean, there's signs in place for a reason, because that no turn on red is because these cars are going 55, 60 miles an hour and they're coming up over that bend and you can't see them real well. But unfortunately, people pay no attention to anything around them. And I don't know if that's just due to they don't care or it's just ignorance, but this is clearly a no turn on red for good reason, because the traffic is going so fast. But they just simply, they don't care, or they don't see it. I mean, I don't know. I give them the benefit of the doubt that hopefully that guy didn't see it, but I guarantee you he probably did. He just don't care. There's cameras on these poles at the same time, and I think the cameras are, yep, there's one right up there on that pole. There's a camera, so that guy could potentially get a citation in the mail, because I don't know if they do it as much on the no turn on red, but I know they do it if you run a red light. I've had it happen to me in a different town, but I got something in the mail where I was going, it was a speed trap, and later they found out that it was clearly a speed trap, and they reimbursed everybody their money. It was like a 45-mile-an-hour zone, and boom, right down the 25 with hardly no warning. And as soon as you passed the camera, they were taking pictures. And I got a $90 bill in the mail that I was going, like, it was crazy, like 35 and a 25. And it showed in the picture my brake lights were on, so I was slowing down, right? It didn't matter. It was a speed trap. They got in trouble for it. Bada bing. But at least they got rid of that speed trap to give you plenty of warning to slow down a little bit. So you just have to be aware out there. And I'm probably, let's do another count when he passes that sign. 1,000. That, see, they're always in a hurry too, and they jockey for position. And people just don't pay attention, and they turn without any notification. It's crazy. And I'm only riding in this traffic. I really don't like riding in heavy traffic like this, because a 2 or 3 ton vehicle does not mix very well with a bike that's like 300 pounds. Not going to mix well at all. So for argument's sake, we're just going to say keep as much distance between the other vehicle and yourself that you can. You get the idea. When you count is when that vehicle's back end goes past some road marker, like a fire hydrant or a telephone pole. Then you start counting, and then if you're 2 seconds or less by the time you hit that marker, then that's too close, right? Some people don't know that, and that's okay. When this truck passes the mailbox, let's count. 1,000, 2 1,000. See, that's just, to me, that's a little bit too close. It's hard to see in the perspective of the video here, but that's a little bit too close for comfort. I usually hang out more than 3 or 4 seconds behind somebody. It's a nice truck right there, actually. Love the color of that. That gray is a nice color. Maverick, Ford Maverick. My parents actually had a Maverick. It was a green, like a dark green Ford Maverick. I don't know what year it was, but that was a slick little car back in the day. And now they made the Maverick into a truck. Ford Maverick, all-wheel drive. That's pretty cool. All right, here's a good one. This light, okay, it's gonna turn green. When this truck back end passes right underneath this green light, let's start counting. I bet you I'm about 3 seconds. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. Yep, I can gauge pretty much the seconds now just from riding out there in my experience. I like to cruise around like this where that truck is way up there, as long as somebody's not on my butt. Now if somebody's right on my tail, then I'll get over. It's as simple as that. If you can't get over, well, guess what? Then they're gonna have to wait. But you don't want to go, you have to go the speed limit or people get mad. So if you're not comfortable riding a motorbike the speed limit yet, then you just need to get more time behind the handlebars. You got to get more comfortable. Now 25, heck, you could do this all day and night. I'm going 25 right now. It feels like I'm going a snail's pace. So if you're new to riding any bike, practice in your own subdivision, gradually work up to the higher speeds, like the faster roads, like 35 maybe. If you live way out in the rural areas, obviously you want to start where you're still kind of on a road that's not 55 miles an hour, because you got cars flying up on you. And that's hard to do out in the country, because all these roads back there, like some of them aren't even posted. I think if there's a sign, if there's a road, now see, I have to be aware of this Amazon electric vehicle. And awareness is key too. Awareness can be a whole nother topic. But distance, that's what the topic is today. So hopefully that's helpful. I just wanted to get out and ride a little bit and share that information. So next time you're out there riding, count the seconds that you're behind somebody, okay? And get good at that. And then you'll be able to visually see how far you're behind somebody, because the whole pretense, like I said, is you gotta have time to stop for emergency without somebody plowing into you.